जय गजानन गणेशाय नमस्तुभ्यं हेरंबाय एकदंतिने स्वानंदवासने तुभ्यं ब्रह्मणस्पतये नमः। So Matsarasur is on a fighting spree. He's conquering the worlds. He's on set foot. He began with the earth. He conquered a number of kingdoms, but with all his Daitya armies and the Danavas and Asuras, all the Asuras, they've completed conquering the earth. Then they went to the Nagaloka, the Patal Loka, where they met the Nagas. And they defeated the Nagas. Seshanaga surrendered. Seshanaga said, "Okay, I'm agreeable to pay you the tax for this, but leave us alone. We will stay in our place." So Seshanaga maintained his rule over Patal, but then he agreed for payment of a tax to Matsarasur. Then Matsarasur next target was Varuna. Varuna Loka defeat to conquer the Varuna, the abode of Varuna. So all the Daityas, Danavas, making a huge noise. They proceeded to Varuna, the abode of Varuna. They met. They went. First they sent one messenger to Varuna, the Duta. He goes and meets Varuna and he says, "Oh Varuna, Lord of the waters, King Matsara has sent me to you. Accept our dominion." That the Matsarasur has said, "Accept my dominion over you, and you can live in your abode happily. Otherwise, I will kill you and your associates, all the devas, in battle. Are you ready for battle?" So this was the message of the message given by the Duta to Varuna. Varuna was angry. He was furious. He gathered all the devas and all his weapons and armaments and all the vahanas, and they all set forth to the battlefield. There was a huge battle between the Daityas and Varuna's army. The fierce battle was between the gods on one side, then Virochana, Mahishasura, Shumba, Andakasura, and all other asuras on the other side. A fierce battle ensued. They fought each other. There was hatred, each one trying to fight for victory. They fought using weapons, astras, trees, rocks. They wished to destroy each other, and there was a tumultuous battle. It lasted for 3 days. Then the gods living in the water, they bellowed so loudly that Virochana and others were rendered unconscious. Then, of course, the Daityas always have Shukracharya on their side, who, with a Sanjeevani mantra, Sanjeevani, he woke them all up. And they once again, with full vigor, they again fought. They went to fight again with the gods. The devas were shocked because they were already tired of fighting. And here again, these people with a renewed vigor, they are coming with renewed energy, continuing to battle. Finally, they were crushed or killed or injured, and they realized that now there's no more way to escape these people. Varuna was captured, and when the devas found that Varuna was captured, they gave up, and they said, now the king himself has been captured. The entire kingdom was taken over, and the Daitya put his own people there, and they took away Varuna. Next, they proceeded to Kubera's palace. Kubera was northwards to that Varuna Loka. So Kubera, when he found Kubera, he is huge in size also, not capable of fighting. He was not ready for war. He immediately ran to Kailash for seeking protection with Shiva. So it was easy for them to capture Kuber Loka. That is Alkapuri. Alkapuri is the abode, is the Loka of Kubera. So they captured Kubera town, established themselves in their town. They put their own king, and next they proceeded northwards, and that is Yamaloka. The next abode was of Yama, the embodiment of death. So a Duta was sent, Yamaraja. Yamaraja was not someone who was going to bend down. He mounted on his buffalo and carrying a staff and taking Mahamrityu, the greater death with him. the ferocious Yama went to the battlefield. He was accompanied by his other assistants, Mrityu, Roga, disease, death. These are the names of his assistants. The Daitya warriors attacked. The Devas and Daityas fought bravely. This war went on for 5 days. For 5 days, they fought each other. Yama army attacked and killed and wounded many Daityas. Even Mrityu and fearing Mrityu, the Daityas also were afraid of Mrityu, so they fled in different directions. Just then, Vishayapriya, the son of Matsarasur, he arrived there with a fresh battalion. He began fighting Mrityu. Then, obeying the command of Matsara, he assumed the form of a human. He assumed the form of a human and struck the blows on the chest of the warrior Roga. Roga was killed. Then Mrityu was rendered helpless with a fatal attack. In this way, the soldiers of Yama, one by one, they seeing that the others fall down, they ran away. The soldiers of Yama attacked. Finally, Yama was left there. He attacked Yama with his weapon, and Yama fell down from his buffalo, and he was rendered unconscious. As a result, the Dharmaraja also, then Dharmaraja, as a last resort, what he did was he threw his Kala Danda, the staff which is in his hand, towards the Daitya son. Kala Danda was ineffective. It fell to the ground. The Daitya son courageously retaliated and imprisoned Yama. They retaliated and then they got hold of Yama and imprisoned him. So in this manner, they were able to conquer Yamaloka also. After Varuna Loka, they conquered then Kuber, Alkapuri, then they conquered Yamaloka, and next they proceeded to Amravati. Amravati, that of Indra's abode. Indra's abode. So Indra was ready. He with his army. The Devas were prepared. They had heard of all these the defeats of Varuna and others. So Indra was ready with Agni and Vayu, well equipped with all their astras. So naturally, Devas were larger in number and they were strong ones. Vishwadeva, Sadhya Deva, Rudra, Vasu, Gandharvas, Yakshas, and Vidyadharas all had joined the forces. Then even there were planets, Chandra, Surya, the Adityas, the sun gods. They were also supporting Indra in this battle with great determination. Indra mounted on the Airavata, his great elephant, and carrying the Vajra, the Astra of Indra, he arrived on the battlefield. Seeing this well-equipped Deva army with all their weapons, all their Astras, the Daityas launched a ferocious attack with their weapons. The Devas, naturally, they retaliated with equal vigor. A great war ensued. Many of the Devas were wounded. Some Devas were killed by the Daityas. Some were mutilated. Some fell unconscious. Such was the destructive war that went on for 7 days and 7 nights. Thereafter, Asuras lost their will and they retreated from the battlefield. Virochana and several Daityas were rendered unconscious. The others fled when they found their leaders were unconscious. The Daitya army, they fled in all directions. Seeing this Daitya army flying going in helter-skelter with so much of fear, the other son, Matsarasur, second son, Sundarapriya, Vishayapriya had come there. Now Sundarapriya, he mounted on his vehicle and he came on the battlefield. So he began to attack the Devas with renewed vigor, with new astras, fresh astras and weapons. So the terrified warriors now, because this new flow of energy from the Daityas, the army of the Devas were rendered ineffective. They fled in all directions. So rivers of blood flowed on the battlefield. Finally, Indra arrived to fight the Daitya son. He threw the thunderbolt, Vajra, yet the Daitya was unmoved. The Vajra had no effect. It was now Indra's turn to be surprised. how his own Vajra was ineffective. So the Daitya son injured Airavata, the elephant, with his sword. So when the elephant was injured, Indra fell down. So then Indra was also taken captive, and this Indra was a Purandara of this the present Manvantara. We were speaking of one earlier occasion who was the Indra at that time. So now the Indra was Purandara. He was captured, and the Daitya son took them to their place. And in this way, even the Swargaloka was captured. Sundrapriya was an idol of joy, happy and they all celebrated their victory over the Indraloka, and they all different. The Daityas went and occupied the various seats of the Devas, and they made themselves merry in Indraloka. And finally, Matsarasura became the king of Swargaloka. So in this way, this part of the battle, the Matsara is on his victory spree. He is on a winning spree. He's been capturing one after the other. The earth he has captured, Patal Loka he has captured, now he has captured Swargaloka also. So now let us see how he proceeds further mm, um, in his further accomplishments in the next chapter. So this chapter is chapter 27. Matsarasura defeats, titled Matsarasura defeats Indra. In the first part of the Purana Upanishad, Srimad Bhagavad Puran. We'll continue with the 28th chapter of the further exploits of Matsarasura, how he defeats other devas. There is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, all of them are there. So we'll see how he proceeds against them in the next session.